Congressman, thank you for being here today. We've learned now that President Trump approved military strikes against Iran in retaliation for downing a U.S. military drone. He called that strike off 10 minutes before it was scheduled to happen. We know that GOP leaders, including Kevin McCarthy, have said there should be some sort of measured response to the downing of the drone. What is your own position on this issue? Do you agree with the GOP leaders that we need to see some sort of retaliation, and what might that look like?
Well, absolutely, there has to be some response to that provocative act, unprovoked act. But it does need to be measured, and I think that's what the president's trying to decide now is whether it needs to be a kinetic strike, like was being planned, or something in the way of other diplomatic approaches to put pressure on them. But I don't know what his thinking is right now. But I think he is going to make some response.
Do you believe some members of Congress have said the president, before he takes any sort of action, should come before Congress and request a AUMF, an authorization for military use of force? You sound like you are opposed to that. You believe that the president now has the authority to launch military attacks against Iran?
Correct. I think he does. And I don't think that, I mean, he did take the time to consult with Congress yesterday. He had the leaders of both chambers over, as well as leading members of the Armed Services Committee, the Foreign Affairs Committee, and a couple of others to talk with them about what he should do. So he did consult with Congress as he was trying to decide what action to take. But when you have a country like Iran shoot down an American drone in international airspace, I don't think we need to have 3 months of argument in the Congress to decide what needs to be done. We have him as a commander-in-chief to make decisions like this. And that doesn't matter whether it's a Democrat or Republican. I felt the same way about Barack Obama when he was president. Now, if we're going to get into a war, a long-term war, it's a different story. But he needs to take action, I think, in a quick manner. Whether it's sanctions or a kinetic attack, he needs to make that call, but there has to be a response. Otherwise, you're going to see countries like North Korea, China, and Russia becoming much more provocative in their actions toward us, so they know that we're going to be paralyzed and unable to respond.